What is up, you guys? And first and foremost, Happy New Year. I hope you're all starting this year with a bang. So in this video, I am going to be doing medium knotless braids using this beautiful color, actually, by the way, which is 350. Now I have already pre-separated the hair. I know a lot of people have their own ways of pre-separating hair. A lot of people like to use the rack, or sometimes you can also use the table. I actually use both, but I find that using the table method helps me go a little bit more quicker when I'm doing knotless braids, especially if I'm doing medium or small knotless braids. So I just prefer to use the mini table when it comes to pre-separating and prepping the hair. So we're starting off with freshly washed and blow dried hair, and I've already pre-parted the hair. So since I'm doing medium knotless braids, when you pre-part your hair, you're actually going to do about you're going to part 3 rows behind the ear, and then you're going to part about 5 rows above it. So that should give you about a good 8 rows depending on the density of the hair. So in her case, she has medium thick hair, so I was able to get about a good 8 rows in the back. And then of course, you want to line up the sides evenly with the part in the back. So I know you guys noticed that I did place the product on the band. Now I didn't show you guys the product I was using only because I was actually testing this product out. I was trying to see if I liked the product, to see how it is with the consistency and how it is when it comes to the sleekness, because I have a certain way when I like to do my braids. I like that nice, neat and clean look. So it was okay, but I wasn't loving the results. It did a good job, everything came out good, but it's not a product that I would recommend. So that is why I did not show you guys the name of the product. Now if you would still like me to let you know what the name of the product was, I definitely have no issues and letting you know what the name of the product is. But for me, it's like one of those, if it doesn't work for me, then I would not recommend giving it to anybody else. So that is why I did not use that product. Now if there is a braiding product that you are looking to see what you like, one that is my favorite is called Evolving Textures. I actually love Evolving Textures. This particular product, I love using it because I use it for braids, I use it for twisting, starting off starter locks, the whole 9 yards. That is like my main go-to braiding gel for everything. And one of the other things I love about that product is that it is also plant-based, so there's no harsh chemicals in it, anything that would cause any side effects to the hair or anything like that. So that is one of my go-to products that I like to use. So this video is going to be a bit lengthy. I did my best to try and condense this video as much as possible. However, I noticed that there are things that I recorded that I pretty much wanted to kind of explain to you guys as I'm going through. So pretty much like I'm gonna kind of like just let you guys watch this tutorial, and if there's anything in here that I see that I want to kind of explain or just give you guys some tips on or educate you on, then I will do just that. So go ahead and enjoy the video, guys. So I know you guys noticed that I placed a clip on one of the braids. I'm actually using that as a guide, so that way I can know how far I need to go when adding the braiding here, and it'll help with also making each of the length of the braids even. I actually got this technique from a YouTuber on here. Her name she goes by the name of Dope X Pana. My apologies if I got it incorrectly the first, if I didn't say it correctly, but I got this technique from her, so shout out to her for that technique. And also when it comes to the pre-parting method, it is definitely a time-consuming thing, but when you do it in the beginning, it is definitely worth it, especially like when you're on a time crunch, when you're doing knotless braids, where you're not stopping from row to row. Instead, you can just go from braid to braid, right? And so I'm also tucking her natural hair in underneath the braid, and being that her hair is natural, that's actually where the braiding gel will become your best friend, because it will help with controlling the frizziness of the hair. And also the tucking technique was not easy for me. However, with practice, I did get better each time. So if you are a beginner and you happen to be struggling, just keep going, and eventually you'll get better, because you have to start from somewhere. So along with tucking the hair, you also see me adding pieces to it as I go. So what I want you also to notice is that when you saw me pick up a piece of hair, you saw that I didn't take the whole thing in. I only took like a little piece. So the thing about that is sometimes you want to eyeball it. A lot of times it goes by feel. You want to go by the feel of your hands, because you can feel which part of the area is getting thin, which part of the area is bigger than the other. And so when you eyeball it, and just by doing that, it will allow you to be able to place a judgment on how much more hair you need, or how much more less hair you need. So in this case, what you saw me do is that the hair already was the desired size that I needed to be, so I did not want it to make it any bigger or anything like that. So what I did was, by eyeballing it and by feel and touch, I kind of just took the amount that I needed. And sometimes it's not going to always be something that you just automatically just know. By practice, you're going to be able to get the hang of it, and you're just going to eventually conform to your way on how you do your braids, on how you know when you've gotten the right amount of size, when you know how much hair you need, just things like that. So over time, like let's just say if you're like a beginner braider, it will be a process, but eventually you get the hang of it. You start to kind of fall in alignment with whatever it is that you're doing, and eventually, as you keep practicing, as you keep going, and as you keep doing these types of styles, meaning the knotless braids, it'll be like second nature. I also when doing any form of plaids, which is knotless braids or regular box braids, I like to braid halfway through the braid, and then I will come back. For me, it helps me go a little bit more quicker. I can get through the braids a lot more quicker, and then all I have to do at the end is just go back in and just finish the ends. And if I need to add any more hair, I'll add more hair, but if not, I'll just braid it all the way through the end, and then from there I can move a lot quicker that way. Now, like I said in the beginning, every hairstylist, every braider is different. So there are those who will do the method that I'm using, which is braid halfway through, and then come back at the end and then finish off the rest. And then there are those who just like to braid all the way through the end and just go from braid to braid like that. Even with the pre-parting method, everyone has their way of doing things, and based on that, it's because it's based on using their type of technique. It shows them that they can move quicker and the technique that they see that works best for them. So always just know that when you're becoming an upcoming hairstylist, an upcoming braider, just know that at the end of the day, the main important thing is that you end up with the same results. That's it. You just have to find the technique that works best for you. And it helps to also learn from other hairstylists / braiders, And you know, like for me, I know there are certain hairstylists slash braiders that I follow, that I learn from, and just based on what they do and the technique that they use, I will go ahead and use some of that technique to see if I like it, and if it fits me. And if it fits it, then yeah, I will go ahead and incorporate it with my own technique, you know, just jazz it up a little bit. So, you know, I just believe that we can all learn from each other. You know, there's no need for us to try and gatekeep or anything like that. So just know, guys, if there's something in here that I did not answer or you guys have questions about, please feel free to address them in the comments for me, and I would be more than happy to answer them to the best of my abilities. So here on this side, you can actually see me doing the knotless braid a little bit better. And also too, if you pay attention to the parting, you see that I've brick layered my parts. That way it could fill in the gaps. So that's why I like to do the brick layer method. And so my process and how I do my knotless braids is that I like to saturate the parting area with the product, and then from there at the first initial braid I'll add a piece of braiding hair, and then I'll braid it twice, adding in the second piece, and then I'll braid it twice again, adding in the third piece, and then I will braid it twice again once more, adding in the last fourth piece. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll braid it about a good 2 or 3 more times, and then I'll add the fifth piece in, which will lock in the size of the braid that I want. And so here you see me do it again. You see me placing the product on all on each side of the parting itself, and then I'm going to go in at the first initial separation of the braid. As I start my first braid, you see that I'm going to get ready to add in the hair between the pointing finger, or my index finger, and my thumb. And then from there I'm going to braid 1 and 2. And now it's time to add on the next hair. And so here it is. I'm getting ready to add on the next hair in between the index finger and the thumb. And then I'm going to braid the hair twice again. And then add the second braid. That is when I'm going to add in the third piece. And then after the third piece, I'm going to braid twice, and then get ready to add another piece of braiding hair. I think on this braid I did the same as well. I added about a good 4 or 5 pieces. That way I can have the desired size. And then from there I went on ahead to switch the position of my hand, which you're about to see in a little bit. Like after I'm done like braiding it or adding the pieces in, I then begin to switch the position of my hands, which you're getting ready to see. And as you also see that as I go along too with the braid, I'm also adding product to the natural hair itself. That way it could help me control the hair itself, and that it's not so much frizzy. And as you can see through the braids that I've already made, they already look nice and neat. And guys, this is even before I apply the Nairobi foam on it. Like, you can already see the neatness. So that's what I was talking about when I say, like, there's certain ways I like to braid when it comes to doing my client's hair. I like it to look nice. I love it to look sleek, shiny. You know, that you give them what they're what they want, you know. That way you can keep them coming, and also too that they can fall in love with their hair. And you know, I've you know, even after she got her hair done, she, you know, replied back to me the next day and told me that she got a lot of compliments, especially with that color. You guys, wait to the end where you see how the color came out. I haven't really tried this color for a very long time. I remember when I was like going to like high school or something like that, I used to wear this color, but then eventually somehow I stopped. I don't know why, but eventually I had stopped using this color. But then afterwards, you know, when I got into the hair industry and, you know, just loving the craft and loving the hair industry, you know, in itself, you know, and then I started using this color, I noticed that, man, I really like this color again. And then it just brought back so much memories. So you know, I just can't wait for you guys to see the end results. This really came out really, really gorgeous and amazing. Also too, this was around her birthday as well. Her birthday was actually the week before, and so she was actually getting ready to go out of town. So this was actually good timing for her to actually get her hair done, and right before she was getting ready to leave to go out of town. So as you guys can see, we are actually at the end of everything. I am now working on the ends, and yes guys, as you can see, it is a little dark out. We did end up finishing a little late. You know, we had actually stopped halfway through, got ourselves something to eat. We were both so hungry, and so we had to end up ordering Uber Eats, you know, to like a good hour break, and then we went back and just got back into the flow again. So this is in the next video clip, actually, you guys are going to see the final results of everything. But of course, you know, prior to that, I am definitely going to go ahead and, you know, boil the ends and put on the Nairobi foam on top of her hair. I'm going to also nourish her scalp, as you can see me doing right now. I love a good scalp oiling. That is my thing. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is about to be, yeah, we're about to wrap this up. And so you guys are about to see after we are done with the whole process, which is the whole boiling, me putting the Nairobi foam on her hair, me slicking down her edges and everything. You guys are going to see the final result. So guys, sit back and enjoy. So guys, here is the finished results. I love the way that this came out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I enjoyed filming it for you guys. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, if you want to see more videos like this, or if there's another type of tutorial that you want to see me do, please go ahead and drop them down in the comments. And also to please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already in the Miss Gigi community, go ahead and subscribe to my page. That way you can be notified each time I drop a video, and I'll definitely make sure that I am more consistent on my page. I did take some time off of my page, you know, making videos. There was a lot going on, which I can definitely talk about in another video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thank you all so much. Tune in for when I make another video, and I enjoyed making this video for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.